Let me go through like some random topics.
Okay, I'll tell you what strikes me.
I saw our resident homeless, I'm sorry, man who's currently temporarily, through no fault of his own, but due to the greed and selfishness of Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, and if not for cronyism and capitalism, he'd be running a hedge fund in Manhattan, experiencing homelessness. I saw our local homeless man, homeless Jesus, wearing Uggs boots.
Those are an expensive shoe.
Right.
Wow, good for him. He's moving up in the world.
It's 109 degrees currently. He's wearing Ugg boots. They were ankle. They weren't like the knee high.
Was he wearing like booty shorts and a tank top?
Yes. What do you associate Uggs boots with?
I associate Uggs with the 2000s, early 2000s millennial girl aesthetic, of which I was a part.
Mm-hmm.
I owned a pair of Ugg boots.
Yeah.
Purchased in 2003.
Yeah.
And I wore them all the time for the next 10 years till they fell apart.
Even during the summer when it was hot?
No.
Yeah.
I'd bring them out of the closet in like October, and then they'd stay every day. I'd wear them like through May.
This is like the current version of the pumpkin spice latte, right?
Yes.
Like, I'm a basic bitch.
Like there's one leaf on the ground.
Right.
Let me get my Ugg boots out of the closet.
And now it's like, I'm gonna give Starbucks $8 for a stupid drink that they put cinnamon in. I associate Uggs with see, for you they were early 2000s, but for me they were mid 90s. I remember like girls in my high school, girls majority, but guys wore them too. Ugg boots, but they wore like the knee-high ones. Specifically, I remember Brian Petretta, who was a handsome man and played high school football, honey. But I envisioned him. I remember him wearing Uggs, boots.
Up to his knee?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And this was San Diego. This was Southern California.
It wasn't cold.
It wasn't cold. It was so ridiculous, but it was a look. It was a thing. And I never owned them because my mommy didn't like me. Yeah, that's what I remember Uggs boots as. The mid 90s football player starter pack, high school football player starter pack. But yeah, girls aplenty wore them.
Well, maybe it started like mid 90s and it's just a trend that continued. And then I wasn't really aware of it till I got older.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I loved my Ugg boots. Those were my favorite thing I owned for many, many years.
Do you miss them? Do you wish you had them?
I miss them like crazy.
Why don't you buy some?
I should. They're really expensive when you get the true name brand, made from sheepskin by farmers in Scotland or something.
Australia.
Oh.
I just Googled it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would love some. Hey, my birthday's coming up in a few months.
Yeah.
There you go.
But we are older, if you will. We are more sensible. Would you be okay with some knockoffs from Amazon? Oh,
and I'll tell you why. Right? Because I bought Luna many knockoff versions.
That's right.
And they would fall apart within a couple of weeks.
Yeah, they would.
So
I've been around for a few.
Yeah, you have. Mm-hmm. But my real Ugg boots lasted for 12 to 14 years.
Mm.
And that's wearing them like literally half of every single calendar year.
Yeah.
They finally literally deteriorated. And I was really sad when that day came.
Yeah. How much are they? Any idea?
Well,
how much did you pay?
My mother bought them for me.
What?
When my mom bought them for me back in like 2003, they were over $100.
That's not bad.
No, but to me, I was like 18 or whatever.
And yours were dark color.
They were black.
Yeah.
They faded over the years until they looked like gray.
Because a lot of what I remember is like they're like brownish, tan.
You could get tan.
But tan, they would get dirty quickly. Yeah. So black, dark color was the move.
I'm very emo, so I always go for the black color when it comes to my accessories and my clothing.
You are. You love gray. You love black.
My BFF Hillary Egan had a
Yes.
pair of like lavender purpley Uggs. They
Wow.
were beautiful.
I like that.
Yeah, they were so pretty.
I like that. I wonder what homeless Jesus. His Uggs are probably knockoff, right?
Probably.
But we won't hold it
Well,
against him.
maybe he chooses clothing over housing.
Ah,
So his money goes into his estate.
and his are ankle high, so those are cheaper, obviously. So he's a sensible man who doesn't choose to play the realty game, as it were. Um, I would like some knockoffs, but see, I would knockoffs once they get. Or is it just everyday wear, or is it when you get them wet, like in rain? Do they just generally speaking they fall apart quickly?
No, I think no matter what the elements are, they just fall apart really quickly. That's
Mm,
been my experience.
But your real ones lasted a decade ish.
Yes.
Wow. We went to an open house recently because even though we're currently in our home and we love it, my mom still sends me to open houses because in my mind, in her mind, I'm forever needing different housing.
You can always be doing better, okay?
Right,
There's always something to aspire to.
right. That's true. And it's also like I'm 44. I'm almost 45, honey.
Ooh.
I'll be 45 in 16 days.
Yeah.
I'm done aspiring, mom. But anyways,
It's time to plateau.
we went to Plateau. We went to an open house, and it was any open house. There's like a couple people there who I don't exactly. Are they realtors? Are they brokers? Are they stagers? Are they finance people? There's always a couple of people there who sit on their laptop and they hand you a piece of paper.
I'm really uncomfortable with them on their laptops.
Yeah.
Like, are you working? I don't know why that makes me uncomfortable. I just feel
Yeah.
like you should be in the moment, maybe
Yeah.
talking to me,
Yeah.
like walking around the house. But
Yeah.
when they're like clacking away on their laptop, it makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
Right. But on the other hand, there's a lot of downtime in an open house. So I could see, what the heck are you looking at?
They're probably scrolling through Twitter.
Checking
honestly.
I'm on the gram. But so we walk in to an open house and they always want to know your deal. Like, what's your story? Essentially, are you ready to buy?
Yeah, can this person financially benefit my
Right.
life?
Right. Can you swing this deal within the next 6 hours? So this lady who was a finance lady, a loan lady, starts asking us, "Oh, where do you guys live? Where are you from? What are you doing here?" Blah, blah, blah. And we said, "Oh, we're just because the open house was like a mile away, very close." And so we're like, "Oh, we're from the condos." And our condo complex is called Riva, technically speaking, but we call it Riva because it's named after a river. It's RIVA.
The full name is Riva on the river.
Yeah.
So we thought Riva.
Yeah.
So we pronounce it Riva.
Yeah. But people who want to sound fancy or sophisticated pronounce it Riva on the river, which okay, but we're like so she's like, "Oh, where you guys currently live? Where you from? What are you doing here?" And we're like, "Oh, we're from Riva," which she knows because she's in realty and it's a mile away, and there's not many condos around here. There's none except for us. So we're like, "Oh, we're from Riva," and she goes, "Oh, you guys live at Riva?" And we're like, "All right, lady."
You amateur.
And then she followed up with, "Oh, do you guys rent there?" And we were like, "Listen here, lady. Listen here, blonde finance lady. My mommy, Grandma Teen, gave us."
Do we want to say that?
I don't know.
I don't think we want to give a specific amount. Let's just say my mommy helped us.
Grandma Teen would be proud.
No, I don't want to say the exact number.
But she said, so first she pronounces it correctly, but after we mispronounced it purposely, And then she asked if we rent, like we're some low rent, like we were homeless Jesus in some ankle high Uggs.
Listen, I looked like hell that day.
Yeah.
Which I always look really bad when we go to these open houses because usually it's the weekend.
It's
we're
super
chilling,
close by.
It's super close by.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like okay, I guess we better go.
I know. You're in your athleisure. I look like I'm going to play basketball.
Yeah.
We're in our gym wear, essentially.
We look really bad.
Mm-hmm.
We both do.
I wouldn't say bad. I would say cash. CAZH. It was hecka insulting. Why would she say that?
Yeah, lady. Don't ask potential, like, oh, do you rent there? Yeah. Don't say that to a potential buyer.
Are you Section 8? Are you currently temporarily unhoused?
Oh, are you currently getting subsidized housing? Like, I just wanted to turn around and leave. I wanted to walk out the door.
Yeah.
I hope she was really ashamed and thought about that for many days to come.
Yeah. It was an okay house. The upstairs was hot. Like, on generally an open house, you want it cool. Like, you want to blast the AC and then you want to, like, bake cookies so people walk in and say,
you want to sell the dream.
Oh, yeah. This is Mrs. Fields up in this bitch. But,
and the entire backyard was gravel?
Yeah, it was like a tiny backyard and a side yard, which was, lots of rock.
All rock, all concrete. Mm-hmm. No greenery, no shade.
No greenery in Riva.
Like, lady, we're leaving.
Yeah.
Our place is better than this.
Yeah. And we own. Okay, Grandma Jean owns.
We own, thanks to the generosity of my mother-in-law.
It was just hecka insulting that she would assume that.
It was tacky.
Yeah. And bitch. Our trash day is on Friday, honey. And our trash gets picked up, generally speaking, around 10 a.m. on Friday. So I put it out Thursday morning, which is Thursday 6 a.m.
Like a full, 30 hours before it gets picked up.
And in our, excuse me, Liz Fisher, in our Riva CCNRs or whatever, HOA, whatever, you're only supposed to put it out your trash 24 hours ahead of time. But I put it out 28 hours ahead of time. It's not a big deal to me. But 2 weeks ago, I Thursday morning, I go out to put out our trash, and I already see someone else's trash out there.
Oh, my gosh.
So someone in the middle of the night, in the cover of darkness, put out their trash in our spots. And we're in a condo. The space is tight. I do it early to get prime real estate. Location, location, location. That's what they always say. That's what the blonde girl at that open house would say. Location, location, location. So I put stuff out early, 28 hours early, because I've put stuff out Friday morning, and I've had to go like down the street, across the street. It's a whole rigmarole.
Sticking out into the street where a car might hit you.
Yeah, yeah. So I started putting stuff out Thursday morning, but last week someone's stuff was already out there. I was like, all right, take it up a notch. I'm going to take it up a notch. But this week, came home 5 p.m.-ish.
And
So come home Wednesday evening, 5 p.m.-ish. Someone's trash is already out there. Upping the ante times a zillion.
Wow.
Yeah. So instead of sometime in the middle of the night, Wednesday night, Thursday, 2 a.m.-ish, their stuff is already out there Wednesday. And so I thought, okay, you want to fucking take it up a notch?
Very aggressive.
I'll take it up a notch because I will put stuff. You want a war? To quote Al Pacino in Scarface, do you want a war? We can have a war. But I'll put stuff out there Wednesday morning, Tuesday morning. I'll leave our shit out there all 7 days because there's some residents at Riva who do leave their trash cans out for 24/7, 365. But I thought, Why are they doing this to me?
How about you just take our stuff down Thursday morning like you always do?
Yeah.
Move their stuff over so we still get the prime spot.
Should I kick it? Kick it!
No, you should lovingly roll it 4 feet to the left.
Yep. They have my spot. They have my prime real estate.
Assholes.
What they got is like Times Square, and I'm in like Queens. Okay, Flushing, Queens, honey. So we were supposed to go bungee jumping for your dad's birthday, which was just this past weekend, and it didn't happen. So he found this company via Google, I'm assuming, and it was he was like he wanted to visit their offices in person. So he goes to their address, and it's on Folsom Boulevard in Sacramento. And it turns out it's a mailboxes, etc. Like it's not even a PO box. I don't know.
Off to a good start,
right? And so we're talking about it at where were we? Oh, we were at Liz and Alan's.
At their house, for his birthday.
So I bring up their Yelp reviews, and this is a bungee jumping company. And I bring up their Yelp reviews, and I start reading their Yelp reviews. First, many 4 and 5 star reviews, okay, but many 1 and 2 star reviews. So I start reading all the 1 and 2 star reviews because I like torture. I like negativity, honey. Meanness sells.
You gotta read the 1 and 2 stars when you're literally putting your life in somebody's hands, so you can jump off a bridge.
Yeah. So I read a bunch of them, and they essentially all said, this company operates completely illegally. Like they don't pull any permits. They don't fill out. They don't abide by any regulations. So what happens is essentially they don't tell you where you're going to jump off of. They say we're meeting at the round table on 123 Main Street, for instance, at 4 p.m. because what they're doing is skirting California law. So they don't want you giving out the location. They don't want the popo to know the location. So they say meet at Round Table Pizza on 123 Main Street.
It's like when you're going to a rave and you meet at a warehouse. And then you're like blindfolded and thrown into a van. And you guys drive 5 miles up the freeway to some undisclosed location.
And then they get you out of the van and say, walk east 5 miles and you'll be there. Well, I just got here from a flyer I found on the street on 98th and Jackson in Oakland, California. But so you meet at a round table, then they tell you where you're going to go. And then it's all very like covert or Blackfish, if you remember that documentary from a few years ago. You go there and everything is done very quickly because it's not by the book. It's against the rules. It's against the law. They skirt the CHP or whatever and the U.S. Forest Rangers. So everything's rushed when you're on a bridge, and you're not allowed to take pictures and video.
Whatever. The last thing you want when you're bungee jumping is to be rushed, first of all. Also, like, one of the only reasons you're bungee jumping is to capture it on film and put it out there for everyone to see and like, look at me!
Right.
I did this adventurous thing.
Right. But they don't want you to do that because they're taking pictures, they're taking video, which according to the Yelp reviews is crappy quality video and crappy quality pictures. So you find out where you're going to go at the last second. You go there, you're rushed. In some cases, the jumps start at 6 p.m., and a lot of the jumps are in the dark, which would scare the crap out of me. And then they don't allow you to take pictures. And they say, oh, if the popo show up, if the cops show up, just say, oh, hi, I'm sightseeing. Like they literally instruct you to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a whole deal. And it scares the crap out of me.
I'm not letting any of you bungee jump with this company.
There were only supposed to be 3 people going. Me, well, Luna, because she couldn't go because she's under 18. But me, your dad, and Auntie Kay were gonna go.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, and but yeah, after these reviews, it's been put on the back burner. Like a
No.
questionable.
No way.
But okay, but on the other hand, it's like, oh, this is exciting. You're doing it under the nose of the popo.
Yeah, if you really want to stick it to the man.
Yeah.
And, like, defy death.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's risky. And also the price for a jump, 150 jump from a 150-foot bridge is $200. And since they're not pulling regulations, they're not filling out the forms, and they're not buying the book. Well, what if a regular 150 jump is like $600 for with a different company? So you're saving money. You got the excitement factor.
Well, now you're selling me on the idea.
I kind of like it. Listen, well, although dead people can't leave Yelp reviews, but I assume no one's died. We would have heard about it.
Or would we?
It's exciting. By the way, the unit that leaves their trash out earlier than us is Unit 6. Who do you know who that is?
That's Debbie.
Is it really?
It's Debbie and her boyfriend.
Oh, the gardener?
The gardener.
The guy who wears the visor?
Yep.
Who's out there in 100-degree heat?
They're onto you, honey. They're
Quote
trying
unquote,
to usurp their position out there.
quote unquote gardening. So Micron Avenue, honey, is a street in Sacramento. And it's not residential, but on the other hand, it's not Watt Avenue or Howe Avenue. It's got some businesses on there. 24-hour fitness.
Most notably, yeah, the 24-hour fitness.
Yeah, where our favorite Fitspo influencer, Hannah Duke Keller,
Hannah Duke
lives. So it's got some traffic. It's got a little foot traffic, but it's a street. But so I was driving there for work this week, and they have these signs that say "No stopping anytime," which you see those. They don't want cars parked on the street for whatever reason. No stopping anytime. Signs every 50 feet or whatever. You're like, okay, whatever. Meanwhile, on this same street, Micron, there are tents. There are people who are currently temporarily experiencing homelessness tents on this same street. So there's no stopping anytime, but there are tents.
Unless you want to live here. Then stop, stay a while. Put down some roots.
Unless you're living in Riva. But I just thought that's odd. Like these tents are quote unquote illegal. They're against the rules. They're not supposed to be here.
They're not. Did you know that?
Did
you know about like 7 years ago?
Laws and acts and
Sacramento County
yeah
did away with the like illegal camping, quote unquote.
Right.
Which is why tents have popped up in abundance and nothing's been done about it.
Yeah.
Sacramento County like had a lot of law changes within the last like 6 to 7 years.
Yeah.
You can camp, you can throw down a tent anywhere, and you're not going to get hauled away.
Good.
If cops do happen to...
Can you wear Uggs?
Yes.
Yes.
Only if they're legit, not knockoff. Cops now have to be accountable for, like, a person's belongings. So in the past, they could just, like, collect a corner of crap, toss it out.
Yeah.
Now... they're financially responsible. Like, you can't just scoop up stuff from a street corner and throw it away.
Right.
They're financially responsible. Like, a person could say, that was like $200 worth of stuff.
I had a ham in there.
And then the county has to, like, pay this amount.
Yeah.
So they don't do that anymore. They don't just, like, wipe out a corner.
Okay.
So camping's legal. People's belongings, like, you have to be financially responsible. Like, all these rules changed, which is why we are currently seeing homeless people out in the open more than we ever used to. At least in Sacramento County. I don't know about anywhere else.
Yeah. So if they're allowing tents, can I stop on Micron Avenue?
No, because your car is still illegal. Okay? Although you see like campers, like RVs parked.
Yeah. There's
what's
a
up with that?
couple. There's a couple campers on Getty, which is near Micron, that have just mushroomed into. There's refuse and bikes and metal and
Oh yeah.
just debris and just stuff like on the side of the sidewalk and in the
Yep.
bike lane. It, it'll blow your mind, man.
Behind my office building too, out in Greenhaven, which is why I've stopped walking around the neighborhood. Because I used to like cross back and forth across the street, like I'm coming up on a scary looking RV with unidentified smells and fumes coming out of it and people. So I'd cross the street, but now they're like on both sides. So I'd have to like stay in the middle of this busy street. So I just gave up on walking. And now I just do laps around my office building. And I don't even leave the parking lot.
Yeah. So, so tents are legal. Stopping is still illegal.
Yeah.
And I'm not breaking any news here, but it's really, it comes down to selective enforcement.
Yes.
Like, there's no tax revenue or money in ticketing homeless people.
Yeah, it's pointless.
But a young man. Okay, I'm 46. Am I 45? I'm 44.
You're 44.
Okay, I'll be 45 soon.
Hold on to your youth, honey.
In 16 days. But ticketing a young, handsome man in his car, that I will pay the ticket.
Yep.
And so that's revenue. And so that they know that will result in money going back to the city and or county. Meanwhile, ticketing or enforcing anything, code or whatever, on these tents will result in nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oop.
When you were in middle school and or high school, did you wear your backpack with one or two straps? Solely the shoulder strap, or did you have both on?
By the time I was in middle school, well, middle school is blurry. Definitely by the time I was in like 9th grade, I was a two-shoulder girl.
Yeah. I was a two-shoulder girl as well. Well, I remember in middle school, like and I think being a guy was different. But it was like machismo I only need to put this backpack on one shoulder and I'm really strong and it was a look. But then I remember at some point in high school, like we just all started wearing our backpacks on both shoulders because it made sense. That's why they have two freaking shoulder straps. But I was like super insecure because I was a chubby man. I still am a chubby man. And if you wear your both shoulder straps of the backpack, your shirt gets pulled tight. And so you can see your man boobs, you can see your spare tire, your chubbiness. But there was like an unspoken of movement to wear your backpack. It was cool. It was acceptable. It wasn't seen.
Like, is this like an underground chubby boy movement?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In middle school, it was like seen as like, oh, those nerds wear those guys in band.
This has just made me think that kids are so stupid.
Oh yeah.
No offense to our two kids.
It's ridiculous.
It's so dumb.
Such a nonsense. Luna told us about some protest about the sun today.
Sitting in the sun.
At her school, which resulted in chanting. It was just like, this is really dumb. But like in middle school, it was like, oh, the band nerds wear their backpack on both shoulders. And then for whatever reason, putting in high school and in my generation, when I was a kid, putting your backpack on both shoulders was seen as sensible and smart and not uncool.
You don't want to get scoliosis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Posture is important.
Yeah. Important. Luna's backpack, which I'm looking at right now, it looks like it weighs like 80 pounds,
Oh my
dude.
gosh, her backpack is so heavy.
Yeah.
Last year in 7th grade was even worse, and she claimed that everything in it was vital. And she does wear the 2 straps, both the kids do.
Important.
But she wears hers really low down, like hanging on her butt. And I
Uh,
always want to yank the straps and bring it
yeah.
closer to her shoulders, but I don't want to bug her.
Is that what's cool? You don't want it too high
I guess.
up to your neck. Lennox's backpack looks like it weighs about 6 pounds. There's not much happening there. But how did you wear your backpack in high school?
2 straps,
2 straps.
high up on my shoulders,
Yeah.
because I was a sensible young girl.
Yeah. I love pulling on the little adjustable straps where you
It's a great feeling.
fasten
It's a
yourself.
great feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not too much. You still want to be kind of cool. But yeah. 2 straps. It went from 1 straps to 2 straps, but now it's 2 straps, but it's gotta hang on your bootay.
Okay, but you know the real nerds are the ones with the rolling backpacks.
Mm.
Can we all agree? I
Like-
never had one of those.
Like with the handle, like you're
like a
you're walking
suitcase.
onto a Southwest flight. You saw people had that at your something.
Some kids did at my school, but a lot do at the kids' schools.
Oh,
Yeah.
nerds. These ears. Should we talk about Franklin?
I think we should give an update. Everyone's dying to know what his health and weight are.
Same. So we got him at 11 pounds. He went to 15. He went back down to 11.
He's yo-yoing. He's spiraling.
Yeah, he's like Jonah Hill auditioning for a movie. But recently, well, you started feeding him Vienna sausages.
Okay.
So he got spoiled with human food.
Okay, Vienna sausages are barely human food.
That's true. But they are a definite upgrade from his dry kibble.
Yeah.
Which we used to give him. So when we first got him, it was dry kibble. And then a few months ago, you started feeding him Vienna sausage and chunk chicken.
Yeah, like canned chicken.
Yeah. And plus, he was on a hunger strike because we went on vacation for 2.5 days. Sorry. But he got into this habit of at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., just with his claws on the carpet, and it's like the worst sound you've ever heard.
You and I are in bed trying to go to sleep.
And most of the time we are asleep.
Yeah. He's right outside our door in the little entryway to our bedroom, clawing at our expensive carpet, clawing the heck out of it.
Yeah.
For attention, for food.
Food.
So your remedy for this, like we got to stop him scratching the carpet.
Yeah.
You said, anytime he does this, I'm just going to feed him.
Yeah.
No matter what time of night it is.
Yeah.
So what has your journey this week been with our cat?
We went through several options. One was to declaw him, which you said is brutal.
Well, I don't think that you can really find a place to declaw cats anymore because it's been declared inhumane.
Why not?
In cat Maine.
Is there a black market underground?
We got to take him to Tijuana.
Dark web. To declaw him, well, personally speaking, the initial declawing would seem cruel and unusual and brutal, but after that, I'd be okay with it.
He's 100% indoors, and I think the inhumaneness comes from they're outside, they have no defense mechanisms, they can't climb anything, they can't fight. But Frankie never leaves the walls of our home.
You won't let him.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we could get it done. Even I still don't feel good about doing it, even though I don't know how much it would affect his life, really.
Another option was removing all of our carpet and getting hardwood floors.
I'm down for that, honestly. That would be beautiful, I think.
I think that would be fantastic. But I look at hardwood floors as like buying a boat. Like the day you buy a home with hardwood floors and the day you sell home with hardwood floors are the best days to have hardwood floors. But between all that, I'm a carpet man.
I am too.
I like to lie on our carpet and read Joel McHale's book and overeat, as you know.
Well, what do you do when you have hardwood floors? You lay down giant carpets and rugs.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's cold, it's barren,
Yeah.
it's the opposite of cozy.
Yeah.
And who wants to live like that?
Right. And I look at carpet and a giant rug on a hardwood floor differently. Like, carpet is comfy to me.
Mm-hmm.
A giant rug on a hardwood floor is just not inviting.
No.
Personally speaking.
It's always hard.
You think that Frankie is going through his teenager phase.
I have a suspicion.
Yeah.
He's 2.5 years old.
And in human, there's something called the terrible twos, right?
Yeah.
So he's going through his teenager phase as a cat, and his terrible twos is in human time.
Yeah, well, technically, like, if you convert it to human years, he's like a teenager.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if he's just being an asshole.
Yeah.
And so, maybe he'll grow out of it. He'll get old and tired, much like you and I currently are, honey.
When's he going to grow out of it? In a week or 9 years?
Year?
Oh, jeez. So I've just been like, well, let's feed him, or I will feed him in the middle of the night.
Because, yes, feeding him wet food shuts him up.
Yes.
For at least a half hour.
The other night, I fed him 3 times in 90 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Which was a lot. I mean, I got to get up and I got to take off the sticky top of these little, what do we get? Sheba. Sheba's the food. And these single-serving food plastic things. And it's a whole deal in the middle of the night. But he shuts up.
Yeah, you and I we're at odds right now with how to raise our cat son, because I say when he scratches at our carpet, and then you respond by feeding him,
right?
What is that teaching him?
Yeah.
And then you think he's too stupid to learn.
I think he doesn't care. Back to the asshole factor.
You just care that he shuts up.
Correct.
But one night this week, you fed him like 6 or 7 times.
I did.
During the night. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I think he should only eat like 2 little boxes of food per day.
Yeah.
And that's like 3.5 times what he should be eating in a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
But you don't care. Because I don't have a better solution. So this is what you're doing.
Right. There is no better solution. It's Project Fatten Up Frankie, Shut Up Frankie has been enacted. And then last night, because these little pouches, these little things are very small. So last night I gave him 2 times, 2 little packs.
2 at a time.
Yeah. And he was cool. Like, I fed him once, and then a couple hours later, I gave him another 2. And I think that's the best solution.
I feel like we have a toddler who's just keeping us up all night, and we have to feed him every 2 hours.
Yeah.
And he cries.
Were Lennox and Luna, did they have terrible twos? Does this remind you of them?
Well, when you got newborns, they always have to eat like every few hours during the night.
New!
And then it does take them a while to finally sleep through the night and not eat.
Yeah.
As far as like behavioral issues, both my kids had terrible 3s. Not terrible 2s, but I don't know what's going on. This is my first cat I've ever owned.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
I just want him to shut up. I want him to stop scratching our carpet.
Yeah.
And I don't want him to keep waking us up during the night.
Yeah. And I think feeding him 2 packs, which is a nice helping.
It's excessive, I think.
It is pricey. Sheba, and why did you bring that up? Now Grandma Tien is going to text me.
No.
We shouldn't have. But I think feeding him 2 packs in the middle of the night, and it's a deal, but I can get it done in 5 minutes. I wake up, I unfurl these things, I dump them out, I wash my hands, I head right to right back to bed. So I think, well, this all goes back to you feeding him anything from his dry kibble.
This goes back to me saying, "Can we please get a cat?" If you want to take it all the way back,
right?
I accept responsibility.
And now Lennox wants another cat.
Yeah,
and I said, "You're crazy." But he's gone through phases. Like he used to vomit. Once every few weeks, so he was like bulimic.
And when we first got him, the first few months we had him, he was up all night long, being really loud, waking us all up.
Yeah.
And then we had a good year where he ate his dry food during the day, slept or was at least quiet during the night, and everything was peaceful. All was well in the kingdom.
Yeah.
But now suddenly he's changed. He's rebelling.
He sees us as marks. He sees you specifically as marks, as an easy target, because he used to be up in Luna's loft biting her leg or whatever in the middle of the night, and she would have to give him attention. But now he just
okay. And yet you are the one who feeds him every 30 minutes during the night. So I think you're the easy target.
I want him to shut the fuck up. But he's gone from being bulimic, vomiting, to then when we went on vacation for 2 days, he became anorexic. It's like living with Jeanette McCurdy. Am I right, honey? But the super burrito, as he sometimes forms into the shape of a burrito on our carpet. I think he got really picky when you started feeding him different stuff than the disgusting dry kibble that costs $15 a bag. Okay,
I admit I never should have given him a little taste, a little treat of my human food.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But we can't weigh him because he would never stay in a scale for more than 1 second. But I felt his body in the past few days, and he's put on a pound or two, which is very significant when you're a cat.
Yeah.
So I think he's doing okay. I'll continue feeding him.
Okay.
In the middle of the night. It sucks, but honey, you wanted a cat. We got a cat.
All we can hope is that when Luna moves out in 5 years, she takes him with her.
Yes. And
then we'll be free of this bad boy.
4 years. Luna is 13.
She's 13 and a half.
So 4.5 years.
4.5.
She'll be living in an apartment on Jefferson Boulevard. She'll leave Riva. Why would you pronounce it Riva? That sounds
Riva.
That sounds so dumb. It's named after a river. Because
Riva on the river.
The river is right next door. Is close by. So just pronounce it Riva.
Okay.
Gosh. Anyways. Well, are we done, honey?
Yeah, I have to pee.
Okay. Well, we're done. And that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't, and share, or don't. Do whatever you want.
We have an Instagram, don't you know?
Oh, we do. And it's @but I'm still a good person.
Yeah. I hate when people advertise their Instagram and their social media. Ugh, sorry.
So obnoxious.
We're so annoying. I'm so annoying. This is on me.
I'm so annoying. You're so annoying.
Don't follow. If you're following us now on Instagram, please unfollow.
Yeah.
Look away.
You know what I hate is when they say, talking about Frankie. Oh, we talked about Frankie eating food in episode 227. Go listen to it. Go listen to it's titled Frankie Eats New Food. And it's episode 227. Go listen to it. It's like,
no.
Why don't you just summarize it?
No.
I don't have 35 minutes to devote, well, most people do have 35 minutes to devote to a stupid pod. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, follow, review. Go to my Instagram so you can see the picture that we've been talking about for 45 minutes.
Don't go to our Instagram.
How many followers do we have on the but I'm still a good person?
19.
Yeah. And then Daphne Quiz followed, and then she unfollowed within like
I think so.
2 hours.
I think so.
Did we offend her?
I hope not.
Is she trying to cancel us?
Come back, girl.
Do whatever you want. You're a grown up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your cat. Please be sure to use our promo code for betterhelp.com. We don't have a promo code for betterhelp.com. Goodbye, my podcast friends. I love you. My wife and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, I don't have
this entire episode.
And sure, I may have mocked a unhoused gentleman wearing knockoff Uggs. I'm not mad at his knockoff Uggs. I want some knockoff Uggs.
You do you, boo.
But I'm still a good person, and we're still good people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. We hope you have a wonderful day/night. Oh, bye-bye.